got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday again. There are a couple lines open if you want to jump in there at 888-77-53773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week, brand new biblical question, and it's a doozy. Brand new. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can also listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're like busy doing what you're doing and you can't sit and watch it live right now. You can listen to it on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641 on TalkStream Live, 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, like, ring the bell, hit the button, the like button there, and blah, blah, blah. And we're on cozy.tv, cozy, COZY.TV, where Christ is key, cozy.tv/JLP Talk, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. All right? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, cozy.tv/JLP. Oh, I said JLP Talk, not JLP Talk. Cozy.tv/JLP. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. Amazing. So it is Tuesday again. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Amazing. And I know a lot of you like this country and Western music. Thank you. I hear from you about it. And again, I really enjoy it too, because when I was growing up, country and Western music was the thing down in Alabama. And at one time, that's all we could get on our radio was country and Western music. And then as time went by, eventually we were able to get the black music, other music. But country and Western is the way to go. I'm looking at my country, and I'm looking at the people who are so-called leading the country, and the so-called leaders of the country are in a mess. They literally have no idea of what they're doing. Zero. And I know it's because they're living in their ego, in their imagination. They can't see. And it's all about them. It's about what they can get. And it's not about the people, we the people at all. Remember, there was a time when our government was about we the people? They used to work for us. That's no more. They don't work for us anymore. They think that they are superstars and entertainers, and they're there to tell us what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, a lot of folks are falling for it, more than normal. And I have never seen anything like this in my whole life. Now, I'm under the impression now that because there's good and evil is of the world, meaning that in the people out in the world, not the earth, but the people of the earth are evil. And so evil been existing, and the government has been working on taking over for years. It's out of control now because most people are not paying attention to what's going on. They see the government the way they see an entertainer. They don't see that these people are employed by them. Most people don't. And it's amazing. So some of you know that there is a war happening right now between Israel and Palestine. And at one time, they went on a little break. It was a dumb idea. But they went on a break so that they can free some of the hostages that they were holding there from Israel, and Israel give back some of the folks to Palestine. But what is interesting to me about this war thing is that the American government is trying to tell the Israel government, how to fight a war, what to do and what not to do. And when our government can't even fight a war, remember how they ran away from Afghanistan and everywhere else? I don't even know when the last time America won a war. And they're trying to tell Israel how to fight a war. Isn't that amazing? Our military that is working daily to get rid of the white people, the ones that are qualified in the military, and replace it with drag queens and LGBTQ and blacks who are not qualified. And why would any other country listen to another weak military tell them how to fight a war? It doesn't make sense. Israel and whomever else Americans tell her how to fight a war should tell them to stay out of their business. Because they can't fight no war. American military is very weak to the point a whole bunch of folks not even joining it anymore. And some people are just getting out of it. Isn't that crazy? According to PBS, the Biden administration has told Israel that it must work to avoid significant future displacement of Palestine civilians. Israel should give them the finger. How we have a military in America now that nobody respects around the world. They don't respect our military. They're not afraid. They don't respect. Look at China. And how our government and military kiss the butt of China all the time. How are they going to tell somebody how to run a war? Amazing. It's amazing, right? But that's where we are in the world today. And some people think that well, they have a false hope that the country is coming back. My country is not coming back. Now, I believe if the Great White Hope get in, it look like he will, but we'll see. It's going to get better for a while, that's for sure. As far as we'll be respected around the world again. We will be getting, there'll be jobs coming back, and there will be police coming back. Crime will be taken care of, and the war will be completed around the border once the Great White Hope get back in there. So we will have that going on for a minute. But when his term is up again and they don't put somebody else strong in there, then it'll just go back to what it is. And right now, I don't know who that will be. But maybe somebody will pop up between now and then. You know what I mean? Amazing. The AP reported, and this reminds what I'm about to play for you now. It kind of reminds me, and I don't remember clearly what happened, but I just remember hearing something about it, and we even reported on it. It reminded me of when Barack Obama was in the office, the Father Messiah. He and Big Mama Michelle were in office. Everything went bad. Everything just happened like it's happening now. So it's kind of repeating itself. This reminds me of that. AP has reported that ballistic missiles struck 3 commercial ships in the Red Sea on Sunday, while a U.S. warship shot down 3 drones in self-defense during the assault, the U.S. military said. Watch this compilation.
In my meetings today with the Prime Minister and senior Israeli officials, I made clear that before Israel resumes major military operations, it must put in place humanitarian civilian protection plans that minimize further casualties of innocent Palestinians.
Secretary of State Blinken has made it clear that the Israeli government has to differentiate between combatants and non-combatants. Good trick if you can do that, of course. And it's made it very clear that there are red lines now. And it's also made it very clear that America supports a 2-state resolution, which, of course, is as dead as the dodo, because who's going to do it? The Palestinian Authority has no cachet in that neck of the woods, and Hamas, of course, won't let that happen. So the Biden administration has less and less leverage. We're in a terrible place here because this can only get worse before it gets better.
Pentagon reporting that an American warship has come under attack in the Red Sea. There are also reports that there were several commercial ships in that area at the same time. The Pentagon says the ship targeted is the USS Carney, which is a naval destroyer. But officials say this could mark a major escalation in the attacks at sea in the Middle East that are linked to the war between Israel and Hamas.
The U.S. military is here to win our country's wars and to win them decisively.
Right. What a liar. What can you imagine everything that can go wrong is going wrong? And it's going to get worse. But it totally reminds me of when the Father Messiah, Barack Obama, was in the White House. Everything went wrong. And that black guy, and he's one of the leaders of our military, you know it ain't going to get right. It cannot get right with him, a black person being in charge like that. What a mess. You still believe that you're going to get your country back? I don't know. This idea about believing, that seemed kind of intellectual to me, too. I'm paying attention to that. It doesn't seem to work. Our military is in such bad condition. I've seen a couple of reports where they're asking people to come back. Some of the people they threw out during the Chinese virus situation, they're asking those people to come back. Some of them are saying, no, ain't no way, Jose. No way. Talk about the inmates running the insane asylum. It is live and well. One other thing I want to mention about this is ABC is reporting that White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on Monday said the U.S. is in consultation with allies on appropriate action to respond to the latest Houthi drone and missile attack in the Red Sea. Yeah, right. This totally reminds me when the fallen Messiah was in there. Remember those little black, hungry-looking people used to attack the ships? And our military couldn't even do anything about it? Amazing. I understand, but I never thought that one day that people would be allowed to get into our government and destroy our country. It looked like, I used to think that all human beings, especially in America, I didn't know this about other people in other parts of the world, but I used to think that all human beings love freedom. Freedom! I used to think that, but it ain't true. Most people don't love freedom. Most people love hell. Most people love misery. They love and worship misery. And I know why. And I know why. Girl, you've been playing around. I know why. Amazing. But you, as an individual, can be free in the midst of a dark world. But you got to live from within. You got to take control of your life, men and women. Only you can do that. And all this hell that's going on around you will not affect you inside if you live from within. You got to live from within. The kingdom of heaven is within. And all your worries, your fears, your doubts, your depressions, your anxieties, your loneliness, your revenge, your whatever, suicidal thoughts, whatever, is inside of you, the individual. So either you take control of your world or you will be destroyed by the world. It's amazing. Jesse is busy this morning gold digging. Thank you, Hassan. He is gold digging. There's some gold right there, y'all. There's some gold up there in them there hills. Sure to go? Okay. There to go. Jesse is digging gold out of them there hills. Amazing. That's right. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first-time call out of Minnesota, George. George, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, George, you sound far away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the phone right up to me.
Okay, that's better. Go ahead, speak a little louder.
Okay. I think I told your guy that answered the phone that, I thought I was a Christian. I got saved in 2000. I've had my mother living with me for 40 years.
40 years?
Yes.
Your mother living with you?
Yep.
Why?
All my life, I thought I was doing the right thing. I grew up in a rough family. Things were rough. And I wanted to escape the insanity of what was going on there. And I ended up taking one of my brothers and my mom back in the 70s away from my dad.
So you
I
took
still
your
have my mom.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I still got her living with me.
So you became her husband?
Yes, I did.
So you took your mother away from her husband and you became the husband. Why'd you do that?
At the time, I thought I was doing the best thing. I now realize it was wrong.
And why did your mother allow you to do that?
I've been watching you for a month now, so I know all the reasons why. She turned me against him. I know my grandparents did that to her. I understand all the logical reasons why.
Yeah.
I've been watching you for a month. God revealed it all to me. I went through PTSD for about a year from all the abuse I went through as a kid, because there was 10 or 15 years of horrible abuse that I went through at the same time. I wanted to be
You wanted to be what?
I wanted to be a good altar boy and a good Boy Scout and a good Cub Scout and all that. None of that worked out for me.
What's PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. I understand it's not a thing a man should go through. I get that.
And what does it feel like?
It feels like going through hell.
Yeah.
Yep, it does. Something snapped inside of me when I was trying to get some help for her, and I was in hell for a year, and I hit rock bottom. And that's when I really came to God, even though I had been saved for 20 years, over 20 years. And I was a deacon in the evangelical church for 18 of those years. And I feel like I never really knew God, just the way you're talking about. Everything you're saying is what the Holy Spirit was telling me before I found you on YouTube. And when I found you, I could not believe to myself for 30 seconds that you've been out there for 30 years. And then after 30 seconds, I thought to myself, I'm not going to be upset about that, because God put Jesse in my lap right when I needed him. You know what I mean?
I understand. Let me ask, so what has it been like? What has it been for you being married to your mother for so long?
It's been hell.
Can you give me an example of what hell?
All the same hell that you're talking about. She turned me against my dad, and I now see that now because as I was going through this hell, right, sitting out in the garage, going through all this misery, she's not bothered by that, right?
Yeah.
So in the process of that, I actually purchased a boat. As I'm coming out of the PTSD, I thought, screw it. Sorry to say that on the radio, but I bought a very expensive Mercedes, and I bought a boat, and I put it on the river in the same marina that my dad is at. And I went back to my dad, and I said, look, I love you. I'm sorry for everything I did. I forgive you for everything. I want you to walk in freedom. My dad's 80 years old. I said, I'll carry you to your grave, and I'll say something nice about you.
How old are you now? How old are you?
60.
Amazing.
60. Yeah.
Well, it's best to wake up than not to wake up at all.
Right. I'm not looking back at the past.
Yeah. So, George, let me ask, like, for all those years, 40 years, you've been feeding your mother? Has she been working or anything, or have you just been taking care of her?
We the two of us spent 11 years taking care of my grandmother after my grandpa died.
Wow.
We took care of her for 11 years, something like that, from 02 to 14. Yeah.
And where's your brother, the one brother you were taking care of? Where's he?
He is married with a wife.
Oh, okay. And so have you gone and forgiven your mother?
I have forgiven her on the inside, and it's come up in conversations, but the Holy Spirit has not told me to sit her down and have that conversation. But I have told her, look, you turned me against my dad. I've had some arguments with her. I looked at her in the car and I tried to get her to tell me that she loved me, and she could not do it, right? Now, my dad tells me he loves me nonstop. And I've had 3 hour, the shortest conversations I've had were 3 hours with my dad. And he tells me a completely different story than what my mom has told me all these years.
Yeah.
He told me he loved me from the minute I popped out. He told me he was excited when he found out she was pregnant. He wanted all his friends to be at the wedding. And my grandmother, her mom, tried to stop all his friends from being there. He was happy. He loved my mom all that time. He told me he just didn't know how to handle everything because his father died when he was 14. And he didn't have a good example of what it was to be a man.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a good example, so I let people take advantage of me. But that's all over with now, and I don't give a crap about the years that I wasted.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's right. If I only live 5 years, I'll have 5 good years.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, George, why you need to go and forgive. You got to face your mother so that God...
I will, but I got all kinds of decisions to make because she's got issues. She's got all kinds of anxiety, and I enabled that anxiety for the last 40 years. So, Jesse, I understand that she's ultimately responsible for herself, but I have to accept the fact that I was supposed to be a man of God for 23 years, and I just let her sit in her anxiety.
But, George, you could not have done anything about it. You're not responsible for that at all, not one iota.
Not at all. You can't swing the pendulum completely the other direction.
Because
that's what my family tries to do. They try to tell me that just let her go. You're not responsible for her. And I say, look, I can't do that, but I also can't take care of her in a codependent way. But I am partially responsible as a man of God for letting my mother sit and be subject to her demons for 20-some years.
But how could you?
Done
how there was nothing you can do. A human being can't do.
Yes, I can give her a platform to do something. Even right now, I can tell her. I've told her this. Look, you're in my house on my good graces. I can put you in assisted living at any moment. The decision is yours, and she doesn't walk away. Now, I can toss her out at any moment, but I don't feel like the Holy Spirit is leading me to do that yet.
George, do you see that you resent her?
Yes, I do.
Well, how do you think? How do you think? How do you?
I don't still resent her.
I know, but hold on, George. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Amazing. Amazing. 888-7753-773. 888-77 Jesse. Quick break. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without. because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Company announcement. The Hake report at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com. And then it is Tuesday, JLP Friday TV. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. right after the Hake report. eBlack.com. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby is on fire. A busy Tuesday today, right? And don't forget, it's Christmas time. Personal shout-outs, I will do them for you. Go to Cameo, birthday shout-out. Merry Christmas, baby. You sure been good to me. Merry Christmas shout-outs, birthday shout-outs, congratulations, encouragement, whatever it might be. I would do them for you at Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. All right? And it's the end of the year, so make your donations to Bond. And it's a little write-off there, tax write-off with nonprofit. We've been around 30-something years. Give back so we can help others as you've been helped. All right, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or you can make the donation at 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. All right, let me go quickly back to George. George said that he's been living, his mother has been living with him for 40 years. And that he took her away from her father, his father, he became her husband. And it's been hell. Can you imagine? Just think about that. You living with your mama for 40 years, you living with the devil. And it's pure hell, and mama getting life from it. She's fine. Joyce said, he said to his mother, tell me you love me. She wanted to say it. That would have been it for me. But I'm not George. Hey, George.
Hey, can I tell you what got me out of it?
What?
I did a lot of praying to God in a different way that I had never done before. Because I realized to myself that I spent 18 years in churches full of a bunch of beta males. I didn't use the word beta until I started listening to you. But so then I started shutting off all the thoughts in my head and everything everybody was telling me.
Yeah.
And I let God's Spirit speak to my spirit. And the first I woke up the next morning, and I woke up with a hierarchy in my head. I said, the Holy Spirit of God is in charge of everything, and my spirit answers to his spirit, and then my mind and body are to be kept into submission. So every thought that comes into my head is dragging me into my past or into my future, and it's defeating me.
Yes.
I'm going to stay in the present, and I'm going to overcome this. And I suddenly realized all of the stuff that you've been talking about. And then I have been in the process of separating my spirit from hers. I'm not her husband anymore.
All right.
But we're going to be separated, but it's going to happen in a good, godly, loving way. Not the way my uncle tells me, or my Christian brother, or my liberal dad, or you or anybody else. It's got to be Holy Spirit inspired. But I understand I have to do this now, right now. But I'm calling you because in the last month or so, you've been an important part of my life.
Well, stay with it, George. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Okay.
Stay present. And
All
I
right.
would do what you want, but I would encourage you to go to her and forgive her for what she's done.
Yep.
And don't ask for forgiveness. Hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You made me your husband. You're a mess. I realize now you can't help yourself. And God will forgive you, and your eyes will open up even more so.
Yes, and I'm not even expecting anything in return from her.
Yeah.
Because
That's right.
she's battling stuff herself. So I have forgiven her for everything inside. I just haven't completely verbalized it to her yet.
And why not?
Because I'm waiting till that I feel like I've completely forgiven inside. Maybe I haven't done that 100%. You know what I mean?
Once you face her, you will completely forgive. And
I
fear
have not done.
and fear will disappear.
Yes. Yeah, I still have some of that inside of me. I have not done that silent prayer enough yet.
Yeah.
Yep, I haven't, and I shouldn't even say it that way. I just haven't let God speak to me enough yet. You know what I mean?
Why are you doing the prayer every morning, every night?
Last night I told God, I completely give myself up to you. If you've got to destroy me in a car accident to make me serve you, you can have me any way you want me.
No,
I've
stop.
never told-
Hey, George, don't talk to God like that. God's not into any of those things at all. When you speak
sometimes people have to be broken in order to serve
No.
him. Maybe I still have too much pride left inside.
No, you don't have to be broken. You can see. Just start do the silent prayer every morning, every night, and you don't have to be begging God to do all those things. You are now starting to see, and all you need to do now is relax, let those thoughts pass, stay present, and life will just work for you. It's going to be amazing.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm going to do.
But I do highly recommend, do what you want, of course, but you got to face your mother, even if you do feel fear, and tell her that so you could be free of her. And you're going to love her with God's love, but you'll be free of her.
Yep, that's what I want. Yeah.
Well, you got to face her, George.
I will. I'll do it, Jesse, and then I'll call you back.
All right, buddy. And good hearing from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
888-775-3773. Tyler is a first-time caller out of New Jersey. Tyler, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going?
All is well, Tyler.
All right, great. One thing I noticed, the phrase beta male use, right?
I'm sorry?
I see it a lot. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, you said what now?
Yeah, the phrase beta male.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see it a lot more now that I'm older, and how men are supposed to hold themselves, right? A lot of men, they take a lot of disrespect from women nowadays. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not healthy. And I see it a lot. And that's one, I also want to put a little message out there for the men. Stop taking disrespect from women. That's not in nature at all. That's what,
They're not going to be able to help it until they overcome the spirit of their mother. They must be born again of the father, because right now the woman, because they resent, and all men, no matter who it is, resent their mothers, and women resent their mothers too. But the woman is their God, and they're going to be afraid of other women until they overcome their mothers, so they won't be able to stop the women from disrespecting them until they overcome the spirit of their mothers.
Spirit of the mothers.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you done that, Tyler?
Have I overcome the spirit of my mother?
Yeah. Have you faced your mother?
I tried once, but she also has, she's a little mentally sick. So it's kind of hard for me to actually, get the message through.
And what do you mean that she's mentally sick?
She has some problems. It's kind of, I won't go into too much details, but just know she medications and all types of stuff. So one thing in the air, out the other.
And so, but what does that have to do with you going and say, hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You turned me away from my father. You imposed your will on me. You understand it, and God will understand it. If she understands it, that's on her. It has nothing to do with you. Why not do it so you can overcome her?
Well, okay, if you want to say that, then I did. I told her, hey, I told her, you haven't given me, you've basically held me back from being the man I could have been, and you didn't listen to me growing up, stuff like that, and she just said, okay, it's just her comprehension skills.
Are you still living with her?
No.
Oh, good.
No, I do not. No, I don't live with her. We communicate, but not as a relationship should be, as mother and son. It's not your stereotypical mother-son relationship.
I'm sorry.
It's not like your ideal mother-son relationship. I communicate, but it's not like we're as close as we could be. Did you get that?
You communicate, but not as close as
much.
Okay. And how much should it be?
I don't really know. I don't know. I don't even know there's a number behind it. But when people say whenever I go on dates with women, someone will get upset and say, "Well, you should see her more. You should see her more." I think once or twice a month is decent enough.
Amazing.
Yeah, no kidding. They say I see your mom every week. I'm like, I got work to do. I have 2 jobs. I got work to do. I need my rest.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need to be doing, is see your mama every week. That doesn't even make sense.
She has her husband.
Yeah.
Like you said, she has her husband. She has her home. She's okay. I got work to do. And I'm working 2 jobs. I'm taking care of everything.
Right on, man.
What? A lot of men. Another thing about a lot of beta men, I've heard a lot of them. Like one of my old friends, he got mad at me because I offered him a job. You know how crazy that is? I said, you can work with me. You can work with me. There's so many things you can learn here. You learn about computers. You can learn about this, that. You're not a good friend. I don't want that job. I said, huh? He said I wasn't a good friend.
Yeah. Well, just let him. I got to run, but let him suffer. You let people suffer, live in their own hell, just like God does. God just let people live in their hell. He is not going to force them to come out. He have made the way, and if they don't take the way, you just have to suffer and die.
Understood. One last question, though. One quick question. Is it mine? Why do people put other people ahead of them that don't do anything for them?
Because they're evil?
Just because they're evil?
Yeah, because they're evil.
Nothing deeper behind that?
No, they're evil. They can't see.
All right, cool.
All right.
I've seen it before.
All right.
All right.
Call me again,
cool.
buddy. Good to hear from you.
Yes, Jesse. Take it easy. Be safe.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Frank. Our first time call. There's a line open out of Colorado. Frank, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jess. Hey, man, I just want to tell you I love everything you're doing on the show.
Thank you.
Keep it up. I just want to send a shout out to you. That's all.
I appreciate it, Frank. Amazing. Merry Christmas.
Right on, brother. Have a great day. God bless you.
You too. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Chuck out of New Jersey. Chuck, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning. How are you?
All is well, Chuck.
That's good. That's good. You were talking briefly earlier. You made comments about the U.S. Military in the Middle East. There was an incident that took place February 2011. I don't know if you remember the Somali pirates that had been seizing vessels all throughout the Strait of Oman, the Gulf of Oman.
Well, that's when the father Messiah, Barack Obama, was in the White House?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
That's when he was in the White House.
I thought something like that happened.
It started, a lot of this stuff started earlier in the early 2000s or late 1990s. In fact, in 1998, the Somalis bombed our embassy over there. But regardless, what happened in 2011 was the president at that time ordered the U.S. Navy to step up its operations throughout the Gulf because you had a lot of commercial shipping going through there. You still do. It's off the coast of Somalia, the Horn of Africa, that area there, where a lot of commercial shipping goes through. And unfortunately, these pirates went aboard a small vessel, a blue water vessel. It was a yacht. Had 4 Americans on it. They killed the 4 Americans. And the U.S. Navy, 4 ships in there. The capital ship was the USS Enterprise. Strangely enough, my daughter served on that ship. They went in and they had the Navy SEALs go in, capture the pirates, and subsequently brought the bodies of the 4 Americans back aboard the Enterprise. In response to all that, the pirates were brought back to Norfolk, Virginia, and they were sentenced to, I think, 33 or 34 years in jail. But in the wake of that incident, the U.S. Navy, U.S. Armed Forces stepped up their patrolling through the Gulf of Oman and that area of off the coast there.
My thing is, because of time here, Chuck, my thing is that our military has gone weak again. And so everything that happened during the Fall of Messiah and Jimmy Carter time and places like that is happening again, where when the Great White Hope was in there, things were so different. We had a strong military. People were afraid to mess with us. They respected us. And all that is gone now, and everything is just kind of repeated itself over again. And it's crazy to see it happening.
Jesse, I not to refute anything you say, I don't know where you get your information from. But
you didn't hear about what happened with the ship thing?
Which one?
The one I mentioned in the first at the top of the hour. According to the AP, ballistic missiles struck 3 commercial ships in the Red Sea on Sunday. Are you saying that did not happen?
I'm not telling you it didn't happen. What I'm telling you is it was the U.S. I forget the name of the ship. It's the guided missile destroyer went in and shot those missiles down.
No, I'm talking about now, though. We have a weak military with some black guy running it, and it just repeated itself in the way it did when the what's that black guy name?
Oh,
no, the one that running the military.
About, yeah, he's
Lord
the chief of staff
Austin.
Lloyd Austin, yes.
He's a pathetic, pitiful person to have in charge of our military. It's going to only get worse and not better.
Where'd you get your information from?
Look at what happened. It's in the pudding.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's pointless to argue about it.
Are you saying it's not happening?
I personally don't believe our military is weak. In fact, I think our military is stronger today.
Play that compilation again, 5-1A. Hold on. Maybe this will convince you. Hold on.
In my meetings today with the Prime Minister and senior Israeli officials, I made clear that before Israel resumes major military operations, it must put in place humanitarian civilian protection plans that minimize further casualties of innocent Palestinians.
Secretary of State Blinken has made it clear that the Israeli government has to differentiate between combatants and non-combatants. Good trick if you can do that, of course. And it's made it very clear that there are red lines now. And it's also made it very clear that America supports a two-state resolution, which, of course, is as dead as the dodo, because who's going to do it? The Palestinian Authority has no cachet in that neck of the woods, and Hamas, of course, won't let that happen. So the Biden administration has less and less leverage. We're in a terrible place here because this can only get worse before it gets better.
Pentagon reporting that an American warship has come under attack in the Red Sea. There are also reports that there were several commercial ships in that area at the same time. The Pentagon says the ship targeted is the USS Carney, which is a naval destroyer. But officials say this could mark a major escalation in the attacks at sea in the Middle East that are linked to the war between Israel and Hamas.
The U.S. military is here to win our country's wars and to win them decisively.
He's lying. Just lying. Are you saying those things are not happening, Chuck?
Jesse, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, think about what would have happened had that ship not been there, had that guided missile destroyer not been there. Think about that for a second. War is hell. You know that, and I know that.
But war is hell. But we have the wrong people in our.
Well, who would you rather have in there?
In control of our war, and all they're doing is creating more hell. I want the people back that was in there during the Great White Hope time in the White House, and when no one dared to touch us during the Great White Hope administration. So we need to put all those people back so that we can bring back our country.
And you believe that?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I seen it. I saw it happen, and then I saw what happened once he left. Chuck, thank you, though. I got to run, but call me again.
I will. I will call you again. And,
okay.
At some point, we'll sit down and maybe one day I'll just fly out to California. We'll sit down and we'll have a talk about this.
No. Don't do that.
Why not?
Because I don't feel like sitting down and talk about this mess. I talk about it.
No. I'm going to attend your church one day.
Oh, okay. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
thank you, Chuck.
I'll come to your church.
Okay.
Take care.
All right, buddy. I got to run. We got 2 more hours to go. When I come back, your super chat. We're going to get right to the super chats. And then the phone calls and more amazing news. The hate news right now, not the fake news, but the hate news. And I want y'all to check out his shirt. I'll be back. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. You as Mickey Mouse.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, December 5th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour two. JLP will be right back to your calls and more great stories. There is one line open. You can call in right now. And JLP will get right back to you. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Earthquake! Modern earthquakes, according to Commie Nonsense Network CNN, in the United States could be aftershocks from quakes from the 1800s, according to a new study. For example, researchers found that some recent tremors near the Missouri-Kentucky border, did you know that they happened there, are likely not new, but rather from three major earthquakes that struck centuries ago. Wow. And Israel-Palestine drama, Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports. Two evil UN officials are warning. I'm talking about the UN is evil. I don't know about the officials. Warning of an apocalyptic situation in Gaza where no place is safe to go for civilians as the deepening humanitarian crisis sparks an international concern from the mama meddlers who don't help anything. Israel is expanding ground operations in the entire territory to, quote-unquote, eliminate Hammas and has told Palestinians to flee large swaths of southern Gaza. Many have previously sought refuge there from the north, I guess. But the war-torn region is in the midst of a near-total internet blackout, as the last major telecommunications operator said services are completely cut off. This means many Palestinians are unable to communicate with one another or call for help while evacuating, and emergency workers can't coordinate their responses. What a mess. Grand Theft Girly Auto, the far-left female-run outlet The Skim and Commie Nonsense Network report gamers revving their engines for Grand Theft Auto VI, which is 6 in Roman numerals. Yesterday, the trailer for the wildly popular and violent video game leaked. It was also published early by Rockstar Games, gave fans a look at the franchise's first female protagonist. What's next? A transgender? They can be very violent. Would fit. It's been 10 years since the last installment of GTA, Grand Theft Auto, dropped, according to females at the Skim. And this one will be released in 2025 if we make it. What a mess. An ISIS teen was arrested in Vegas. CNN reports a 16-year-old in Las Vegas has been arrested after allegedly threatening a lone wolf terrorist attack in support of ISIS. Did you know ISIS still exists? Biden brought them back. See, Trump had decimated them, but Biden is rebuilding. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department foiled the terror plot. So it wasn't feds after investigators were made aware of the teenager's alarming social media posts and searched his home within hours. The search for his residence revealed numerous items of concern, said Las Vegas police. Authorities found a handmade ISIS flag, terrorism propaganda, and recipes for how to build an explosive device. The suspect, 16 years old, taken into custody, facing multiple felony charges. And floods are coming up in the Pacific Northwest, the beautiful Washington and Oregon area. Over 10 million people, according to CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, under flood watches today as across the Pacific Northwest, as strong atmospheric rivers blast the region with heavy rain after dumping snow in parts of Utah and Colorado on Monday. The systems may bring even more rainfall and potential flash floods to parts of Oregon's Cascade Mountains, southern Washington state, and far northwest California, according to the Weather Prediction Center. Meteorologists say that the exact strength and overall impact of the weather event should become clearer once this week's atmospheric river comes to an end Wednesday. Wasabi extract before bed may help your memory. According to the ladies at the Skim, a Japanese study found the spicy green mustard condiment wasabi might improve memory. 3 months, researchers found a group of people 60 plus who got wasabi extract at bedtime, significant, quote unquote, boosts in short and long-term memory compared with the placebo group. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Were you about to go to bed?
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved. There is a line open at 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, JESSE. And my biblical question for this week is a doozy. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? Amazing, huh? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy lifting weights or whatever you're doing, you can be laying up at a beach, whatever, picking cotton, scared to face your mama, whatever. You could be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500 on your iPhone or iPad. Follow us, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and all those good things. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right? And we're going to get to your super chats here in a minute. But first, it's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show on Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama used to rob me in her cradle in that old cotton field back home. It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texas County. In that old cotton field back home. Amazing! Country and Western Tuesday. Amazing. Nice. MICKEY MOUSE. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. So, Hassan, you say you don't remember that song?
I don't know. Now, a little bit now that you're serenading it, I am kind of, there are some flashbacks.
And what type of flashbacks are you getting?
I don't know. I think I'm seeing the cartoon, but maybe I heard it when I actually went to Disneyland, you know? I went to Disneyland a lot growing up in Florida, so I've seen a lot of different.
Excuse me. There used to be like a TV show, Mickey Mouse, and they would come on. This is when Disneyland was Disneyland. It wasn't all this mess they're doing now, right? And they used to have the cartoon, MICKEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Remember that?
Yep.
And that was a Mickey
Forever
Mouse Club.
Hold your
Yeah.
banner high.
Right.
MICKEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse.
That was the good old days. Things have really changed, man.
I know.
Nah.
We might need to do a Jesse Jr.
Degenerate.
Mickey Country Western collab.
That's right. Amazing. So, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Let's do Super Chat. Super.
Over on
But first, the
buymeacoffee.com.
shirt. What are you pointing at? Are you like shocked to see the Russian coming or something? Are they crossing the sea?
So I'm wearing my new Obvious Globe t-shirt, and it has a picture of me on the beach doing a selfie pointing at the horizon. The horizon proves it's a ball.
Oh, you prove that the Earth is round?
Yeah.
And not flat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I still don't get why people think the Earth is flat. What's their reason?
For one, because God made this world just for us.
What does that mean?
We're the center of the universe.
Who said that?
The flat earthers.
What does that mean?
I don't know, that we're special. We're not meaningless, empty, insignificant people on a spinning ball floating through space at thousands of miles an hour.
But what does that have to do with the Earth being flat around?
Because it's flat and stationary, and we're the center of everything. God put us in the middle.
And who told them that?
Their reinterpretation of the Bible,
Oh.
maybe?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Firmament.
Who?
It's the firmament. It's a dome. The sky is a dome.
What's firmament?
The atmosphere.
So whenever someone go out into space, why do they spin over and over in the atmosphere if the Earth is flat?
Space is fake. It's an illusion.
They're not really out there?
Yeah, they're not past the firmament. They're not past the Van Allen belts.
How do you know that?
That's what they say. I don't know that.
But how do they know? Have they gone past the Baden belt?
No.
But how do they know that?
Because NASA lies.
It's true.
How do you know that? You said true, Hassan?
It was all made up so we could beat Russia.
And so they would beat them?
Well, that
According
remains
to
to
the
be
reports.
seen. Russia beat us by giving us Trump.
Giving us Trump?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's interesting, though, that they believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
That's like real interesting to me. And they don't have any real proof that it is flat.
Right. They just look at things and say, this can't be a ball. Therefore, it must be flat. It looks perfectly horizontal, the horizon.
Do flat earther people believe in God?
Many of them do, yeah.
They do believe in God?
Flat Earth brings people to God because we're the center of the universe.
What?
God made the world for us.
Are you a flat earther?
Honestly, I don't think it's very important.
So
That's
you're
not the question.
Are you a flat earther?
No, I'm not, but I'm indifferent about it. Because the Bible does, these people do interpret it to have a good story. So it does sound interesting when they bring up the firmament and they bring up the Bible backing. So I don't know.
So are you a flat earther?
I'm not, but I'm not totally against potentially being convinced of it.
You're not against being convinced that the earth is flat?
Yeah, because to me it's not really important.
Kevin Howe in the chat says lots of loss of trust in institutions, government, media, and not knowing truth from fiction is a classic tactic of communist subversion.
Yeah.
I'd check on who makes your conspiracy videos, he says.
Amazing. What a mess.
I know for sure we didn't go
They
to
don't
the
mind
moon.
lying.
You know what?
We definitely didn't go to the moon.
Y'all didn't?
No.
I did.
Are you saying you didn't go to the moon or somebody else didn't go?
No, America.
You know for sure America did not go to the moon.
Well, my opinion for sure.
You know for sure America did not go to the moon.
In my opinion.
In your opinion, you know for sure America did not go to the moon.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
If you can, you can hear. And so, what's your proof for sure?
Why haven't we been back since?
That's your proof?
Yeah.
Amazing. So you think because they have not gone back, they never went?
Yeah, it was just to say that we got there before Russia to win in the whatever was going on.
And where did you get that from?
Probably Alex Jones.
Alex?
Just kidding, I'm joking. Can't always put the blame on AJ.
Yeah. I'm telling you. What a mess. Anyway, okay. Super chat.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, someone bought 3. Hey guys, Jonathan here, trying to call from Northern Ireland.
Nice.
Called before with my wife, talking about our newborn and forgiving mama, etc. Can't get through for some reason. American voice phone lady keeps knocking me back. So I gave him advice. You can call. We've recently had a time change, so I don't know if he's calling too early.
Oh.
And you can call 1-888-775-3773. Free via Skype from overseas. You shouldn't get rejected.
Nice.
My questions were, do the Allah Akbar people and others who forgive their parents and feel peace enter the kingdom? Can they do this without knowing about or accepting Jesus?
Repeat that.
Can the Allah Akbar people and others who forgive their parents and feel peace enter the kingdom? Can they do this without knowing about or accepting Jesus?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone that realizes that they have this anger and they need to forgive, because God is not into the title Allah Akbar or Christian or Catholic or any of those things at all. He has nothing to do with those things. So anyone that want to enter into the kingdom of heaven can. There's not one that can't. Now there are truckloads that won't. Most will not because they don't want to, but anyone can. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Jesus' message. It wasn't the name.
It wasn't the name. It's not the name. It's a message.
Second question from Jonathan in Northern Ireland. How do I call a person or family member evil without being judging them? It's also said that if you offend someone, go to them. Do we offend the devil in a person by calling them out or speaking up to them? You can't come to my house, mother-in-law, because you say evil things or openly disagree with my wife obeying me.
If you need to say it, absolutely. But you can just say, hey, you can't come over. You have trouble. Whatever. Yeah. But don't be angry. They can't help it. They know not what they do. Just don't be mad, but absolutely you can say it. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone asks, can a born again person be offended?
No. Not if they truly been born again. If they have returned to the Father, it's impossible to offend them. But if they just been like down to the front of the church born again, or just believe Jesus came and Jesus saved born again, then you can offend them. Amazing.
This person says, I don't feel that I can be offended. Should being disrespected by an in-law be offensive to me? Because ultimately, they should then acknowledge and apologize to regain trust?
Repeat that.
Should being disrespected by an in-law be offensive to me? Because ultimately, they should then acknowledge and apologize to regain trust. And then he puts a question mark at the end, right? With the up talk.
What was the question?
Should being disrespected by an in-law be offensive to me? Because then they should have to acknowledge and apologize in order to regain the trust.
No, because there's no such thing as being offensive to someone. And if you feel that way, then you got the problem. It's your ego, and you need to overcome that. So be glad that that person makes you feel a certain way. They're just bringing out what's in you so you can see it. They don't know it, but so you can see it and overcome it. No such thing as being offensive. Thank you.
I know I shouldn't engage in debates with Bible thumpers, but I'd like to know how to respond about not sinning. Scripture that they always quote from John.
How do I respond?
Yeah, about it depends on what you're talking about, Jonathan,
Right.
in Northern Ireland, because there's multiple. Oh, if we say we have no sin, we make him out to be a liar.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that the Bible thumpers quote, and they skip over the one that says, "No one who's born of God sins,"
Right.
which is also in John, 1 John.
First of all, understand it for yourself clearly about the sin thing, and then you will have the right words to give them at the right time. That's not something you can prepare for. You can't learn to respond. You have to do it in the present, in the moment. All right? Thank you.
Coffee from Gregatron. Jesse, I'm not voting for the Great White Hope because I don't vote for liars. I'm voting for Biden because he's known to tell the truth.
Remember that guy, that black guy from Tony? Is his name Tony from California?
Yeah, Tony from Cali.
I think that's his name.
Yep.
He's
Tony
black,
from California.
right?
He is black.
And his name is Tony?
Yes, it is.
He called yesterday and he said, Jesse, I'm not voting for the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, because I'm like, why not? Because he's a liar. I don't vote for liars. I said, oh, yeah, did you vote? Yeah, I voted. Did you vote for Biden? Yes. I'm like, what? He just said he doesn't vote for liars, but he voted for Biden. Come on, man. I know. What? Nah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
On Rumble, Urinal Chills is a monthly subscriber.
Thank you.
Donating monthly and says, good morning, how y'all?
All is well.
You got to know how to rumble.
That's for sure. Thank you. Good morning.
Brennan bought
Merry Christmas, y'all.
3 coffees from Brennan.
Who?
Brennan?
Uh-huh.
I lie to make myself look good.
Does that work? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Urinal Chills with another Rumble rant. Hungry looking people. I spit on my monitor laughing. LOL. From last hour.
Amazing. Oh, me about those little African people?
Yeah.
That be taking the boats from the American?
That's right.
Military?
Uh-huh.
What? Thank you.
Stan 69.
They do this like little skinny, black, hungry looking people.
Yeah.
How they take a boat from somebody?
Maybe they have guns.
How they take a ship from a whole military crew?
I'm the captain now.
Evidently. And they you can see the little bones in their body.
It's true.
And they can take the whole ship over.
What the?
Gotta watch out with those squirrely guys.
But how does that happen when we're supposed to be a strong military?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Amazing. Thank you.
Stan 69 donated a Ninja Guinea on D Live. What happened to gunslinger little JLP? They took away his Second Amendment rights. I want my country back.
No, we still have it.
Where's the gun?
It's over there in the corner.
He's
by the door.
He's relaxing. Yeah,
That's
it's holiday season. Ceasefire.
It's Christmas time.
He also says with a diamond, that ain't how you hold a pickaxe. What the?
How you hold it? Like this?
Don't ask me. Yeah, something like that.
I've seen it be held like that, too.
Whatever.
Amazing. Thank you.
WD41 donated a diamond. Hello from Scotland. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Soul Conscious bought 5 coffees. Jesse, why do people purposely try to hurt others? I see it more and more.
Because they're evil. The one thing for sure and without a doubt, human beings are evil. Their hearts are wicked. And that's why humans are so divided now in families and everything, because their hearts are wicked. And it needs to change. And it's not them, but it's their God that made a home in them, the devil, and their hearts are wicked. You're dealing with wicked people, and that's why God said, don't trust an angry person, because an angry person is an evil person, and that person will change just like that. They will make you their enemy at the twinkling of an eye. There is a God, and there is a devil. And the devil roamed this earth through human beings, seeing who he can devour. And he's roaming you if you have not overcome the mind, the thoughts. He's roaming through your thoughts, trying to devour you, to destroy you. There's an evil, and it dwells in the hearts of men and women. Men and women. That's why you must be born again of the Father, and you can be free. Amazing. Thank you.
Charles bought a coffee. Legend has it, Karl Marx hated his mother. Story has it, when she died, he did not care.
I don't blame him. Every human being, there's not one. Every human being hates his or her. She hate her mother. Every human being, men and women, hate their mothers. Anyone and everybody that's born of the flesh must be born of the spirit. God in Christ, Christ in man, man of a woman, woman of a children. But men, women, you don't have to wait for the man. Go right to the Father by forgiving your mothers. You have to do the same thing that men have to do if you want to be free. You must return to the Father. Ladies, you must return to the Father. There's no way out. Because either if you got married and you don't return to the Father, it's just going to be hell. Love your earthly father, you will love God. Forgive your mothers for turning you away from the Father. She couldn't help it. You will love God. And you'll be able to honor your parents. That simply means don't resent them. It doesn't mean you owe them anything. You owe nothing to anyone. And you have nothing to give. You ain't got so much love to give, but you ain't got no love. Amazing. Thank you.
Over on Buy Me a Coffee, someone says, my mother owns half my house, but we don't have a mortgage or anything. Do you think I should just be patient with it as it's an inheritance? Or should this be put in my name before I start my own family? I don't have kids. Cheers.
So, who's that from?
Someone.
Someone, so their mother owned half of their house?
Mm-hmm. And they don't have any mortgage payment.
Oh, okay.
But he or she is asking, should he just be patient with it as it's an inheritance? Or should it be put in his name before he starts his own family? He doesn't have kids.
Oh, he has a wife?
He doesn't say whether he has a wife or she
You know
has
what?
a
I
husband.
can't respond to that. Not enough information. If you like, you can call me at 888-775377. Not enough information. I can't respond. Thank you.
Woozy over on Rumble gave a Rumble rant. You can tell someone's a liar from the moment they start talking. When you ask how they're doing and they reply, good. No man is good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sion bought a coffee. Jesse, my boo-boo, my Zuzu, bear emoji or squirrel emoji forever. They're letting anyone in the military now, and they're only served 4 years for the benefits and leave. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that, Sion.
She also says this country...
that's what making our military, besides having this black guy over and then weak white liberal men, letting all these women in, and anything that want to come in except smart people that know what they're doing, it's going to only get weaker. It's not going to get better. I would not recommend my child, adult child, to go to the military. Before I would have, but now I wouldn't. We played a soundbite recently back, and these young people, men and women, boys and girls, they were in the military for money, free food, free rent. They could go to college. They were there for every reason but the right reason. Isn't that amazing? Thank you.
Another from Siona with Sion. The country is really being set up on purpose to head to become some mediocre country or even third world country.
Yeah.
Hake is N-word lover cracker, she says.
Nice.
Me too. Andy,
how can people get your shirt? Did you tell them already?
No, I did not. You can go to thehakereport.com and there's a Teespring link in the menu, or teespring.com/stores/thehakereport. Obvious globe. I don't know if I've made it. You may have to scroll way down there to find it.
And Hake has proven that the earth is round, and they did go to the moon.
Yep. It's proof, brother. You want to fight about it? Call into Hake.
That's right. Thehakereport.com at 9 a.m. from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday.
Andy Beck bought our coffee. Our counseling session yesterday was amazing. Jessica and I, Andres, are on our first day of celibacy while also sleeping in separate beds. Right now, we put our heads on the pillow. We had an earthquake. What the?
It was. Believe me, yesterday I did, as you all know, I do counseling with couples, individuals, things like that. I did a couple counseling from the person just, what's his name?
Andres,
yes. And it was deep. It was interesting. It was mind-blowing. I wish you guys well. I really do. Thank you.
Not a victim bought a coffee. We can breathe in space. They just don't want us to escape.
What does that mean?
You know how in space they say you can't breathe because it's a vacuum or something?
Right.
Well, this not a victim bought a coffee saying we can breathe in space. They just don't want to escape Earth and get out into space. They want to scare us and keep us earthbound.
What the? How do they know you can breathe? They been up there?
I don't know. Not a victim. Have you been into space?
Maybe they tried with Hassan that proved that they didn't go to the moon. Didn't what's the name put a car in outer space?
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Indeed, he did.
It's still out there?
I assume so.
I wonder if the angels are riding in it.
Could be.
They're like, Lord, look what Jesus gave me. Okay, thank you.
Lizzie bought a coffee. Someone told me how the cow ate the cabbage. Now I know I'm a crazy B word.
What's that?
B-I-T-C-H. Don't sound it out, kids. He got to marry me now. I'm leaving my husband. I want to walk down the aisle to Waiting on God, Hassan's song.
Oh.
Jesse, you made this happen for me. Thank you.
You're
not supposed to leave your husband.
Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. When I come back, your phone calls and more news items. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Welcome back. 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. A couple quick announcements. One is check out our merch. It's Christmas time. It will make for great gifts, mugs, tote bags, hoodies, T-shirts. All kind of goodies there. Amazing. What the? Beta get cold. All kind of good stuff there for you. For the Christmas gifts. And for you, if you don't want to give it to someone. All right? And so go to rebuildingaman.com/store. Rebuildingaman.com/store. Also, my books can be good gifts as well. They're amazing books. For Racial Responsibility, Scam, How the Black Leadership Exploits Black America, The 7 Guaranteed Steps, which are only available on Kindle and audiobook at this point. And then last but not least, The Antidote, Healing America, from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. All right? And I'll sign them to whomever you like, and we'll get them out. Amazing. Men Forum this Thursday night. It's the last one for the Thursday night this year. Every first Thursday night, Men's Forum. Third Thursday night, Ladies Forum. I got to tell you, ladies, for those who haven't been to one of those meetings yet, the ladies' forums, the meetings are amazing. They're deep. Because we don't record them, you can't videotape or anything. What happened in the meetings stays in the meetings. And the lady let loose, and they're seeking the kingdom. And it's amazing to hear it, too. And I'm not just saying that. And don't forget to subscribe and follow the JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. Run, hurry, do it now. Sign up. Amazing things are in store for you. A lot of stuff going on. Let me go to Darren out of Texas. Darren, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Can you hear me well?
Loud and clear.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So I just had a couple questions. I did have one, but as I was listening to you guys talk, I have a little bit more questions.
Okay.
The first question I have is, I've been thinking about this for about a week. What do you do when you feel like you need to say something, but you have nothing to say?
Then say nothing. If the words don't come on their own, then say nothing.
Yeah, I found that, especially when it's like spiritual matters and you're dealing with your thoughts.
Come back to your phone, Darren.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
I tend to feel like, I noticed that when you really when you feel like you need to do something, you need to move, you need to react, you know, a lot of people want to, or I specifically wanted to, like, do something to get rid of the pain. You know, a lot of it had to do with pain, and I didn't want to deal with it. But I learned that when I wanted to do something, just take the pain. You know, take the pain of not doing anything.
100%. 100%.
The other question that I had was, can the body remember anything?
Can the body? No. The body itself is just a piece of dirt. It's the mind that lives, the mind that lives in the body. But your body is just a body. It's just a building. And it can't remember anything. The mind, the mind causes the body to function, right? But the body is just a body.
Would you count the mind as also the body?
No. The mind is what made the blood flow, the heartbeat, the vessels function.
You don't think that's the body?
I'm sorry?
You don't think that that's the body as well?
What is the body?
So I think the body is anything that the ego holds on to. So that's like you said, the blood, that's the mind, that's the emotion.
But the ego doesn't have anything to do with the function of the body. It's all it's all in the thoughts. And it's the mind, the thought, which are all evil, that destroys the things in the body. The blood, the heart, it brings on the anxiety, stress, suicidal thoughts, and all kind of stuff that's in the body. And that comes from the thoughts.
That's interesting. I'm going to have to call you again on that one, because I want to just get to the next question. Can you lose wisdom?
Can you lose it?
Yes.
I don't know if you know. Once you can see, you can't unsee, but you should not hold on to wisdom. Don't hold on to knowledge, and don't hold on to wisdom. Don't hold on to anything. Don't let the left hand or your right hand know what the left hand is doing, the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Don't hold on to anything or anyone.
Would you say that wisdom and knowledge are similar?
Nope.
What's the difference?
One is of the devil and one is of God.
That's the only difference?
That's deep enough different.
Right?
Okay. I got to run, Darren. I can't play no more. I got to go.
All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Some good wisdom.
Thank you.
All right.
Good question, too. Amazing question. Let me go to Jeremy out of, there's a line open, 888-77-53773. Jeremy out of Arizona. Jeremy, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, thanks, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you've been such a great mentor to me.
Amazing.
But I'm still struggling, man. And I know you're just a man, but everything that I turn to God for, it seems, because I came to a point in my life where I was like, why am I doing this? This is not me. I don't want to be like this. I heard in the Bible that these men had walked with God.
You heard it or read it?
I read it and heard it, from people telling me that, these men had walked with God.
Right.
And I wanted that. And I was like, I want to walk with you too. I want that in my life. And you came into my life. And I don't know how, but just, watching YouTube, and you popped up there, and I checked you out, and everything you said, that you say, really spoke to me. And I felt like it was God speaking to me and saying, hey, this is what you need to do if you want to walk with me. But, man, I struggle with my anger so bad that I don't know how to get rid of it. I've been doing the silent prayer. I've been capturing my thoughts. And I just don't know how to kill my ego. I don't know how to get rid of this anger. I don't. It's not leaving.
And how, when you say you struggle with it, how are you struggling?
Well, just with the people around me, where I work and what I see, I can see the, like you say, the evilness in people, and it affects me.
And why?
I want to lash out.
And why?
Because I feel like a lot of it is, it's like you can't trust anyone because everyone's intentions are evil. They're bad.
And why do you get angry at that, knowing that? What makes you mad about that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why my thoughts. You know, like I say, I try to capture these thoughts and say, no, that these things aren't true. This ain't going on. But when I see it, and yeah, it is going on.
And why do you call it your thoughts and your anger?
Because I feel like that. I talked to you before, and I told you that I watched my mom bleed to death of cancer. And I seen the comments in there like, yeah, how can anybody bleed of cancer? Well, she had cancer all through her body. It came out of her neck. And at the time, they couldn't take it out of her neck. So it popped through the skin. So I watched her suffer. And all the things she told me about God and faith and prayer and all that, none of that was true. It was all a lie, because why did she suffer? Why did I have to watch all that happen? So that made me angry at God. And I turned away from God. And yeah, I feel like I am a beta in some ways, but in the way that I've survived all my life is through fighting.
And why do you call it your thought and your anger?
I don't know.
Do you create thoughts?
No.
Then why do you call it yours?
Because whatever it is lives inside of me.
Speak up.
Whatever it is lives inside of me.
Do you create thoughts?
I kind of guess I do.
And how?
By making up things in my mind that may or may not be true. A lot of times it is true.
All my life I had to fight. I ain't gonna take it no more.
I don't want to fight. The fights are always being brought to me, it seems.
Tell me the first step you do to create your own thoughts. First step you take to create your own thought is what?
By reacting to what other people do.
How do you create your own thought? Your first step is to do what?
See how they are and to see their intentions.
And so you create a thought by seeing?
Yeah.
But if you're seeing...
When people do things, isn't a reality what they do?
But seeing it sounds like seeing it's creating the thoughts for you.
But isn't that life?
If you create your own thought, why do you create thoughts that bring misery to you?
Like I said, I see it in front of me. I see it happening.
So why not stop doing it? If you created them yourself, why don't you just stop doing it?
I can't.
If you created them, why can't you?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you, man. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand it.
Number one, you're not creating thought. You've never created a thought. You never will. You can't. Ain't no way. It's not going to happen. Secondly, you got to stop calling the thoughts and the feeling yours or you, because you identify with evil, and that's what keeps you in the hell that you're living in, and that you keep identifying with the hell. You're not your thoughts, and you're not the anger. This evil spirit that made a home in you. But you keep calling it yours, and you thinking that you're fighting with it, And all you're doing is fighting with the devil, giving him life inside of your mind and body. All those emotions you're having are evil. They're of your father, the devil. You got to stop. As soon as you stop identifying with it, it's over. You will have peace on earth.
It's hard.
It's not hard if you. Let's say that it is hard. You still do it anyway. And don't complain that it's hard. Just do it. Stop calling it you. Relax and let it pass. And you shall be free.
Right. So how do I kill this ego of mine then?
By just watching it. You can't kill it on yourself. It's spirit. It is a spirit, and only the light of God can destroy the darkness. But you got to be still, let that happen, and stop calling it you.
Okay.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm doing it, but not every morning, every night. I'm trying.
And how you expect things to change if you don't stay
that's
present?
The thing. When I do the silent prayer, I see that everything does change. Everything changes around me.
Right. And so why don't you do the silent prayer every morning, every night, so you can stay present instead of being lost in time with your thoughts?
I guess because I turned to other addictions too, that I haven't released them yet.
So
I stopped drinking.
So you love your hell.
I smoke even more.
So you love your
and
hell.
I don't want to smoke. I guess I do. Yeah.
You do because
I hate it. I hate my hell. I know it's there, and I want to get rid of it. But I just feel like I know that I can't, but I don't trust anything. I seem to even now, even though I'm doing the silent prayer, it's like, okay, well, when I do the silent prayer and things work out, when I'm not doing it, though, it's like, okay, well, God left. He's not here anymore.
But Jeremy, God said to pray without ceasing, stay present. He's trying to look out for you, but you won't. You still obey the devil by not staying present, by not doing the prayer. And then you complain about it because you love your pain.
Yeah, I guess I got a lot of self-pity.
Yeah, you love the thrill of it. That's why you complain. That's why you won't do it, so you can overcome it. And then you love complain about it because you love the thrill. You love the thrill of the anger. You love the thrill of everything about it. Because if you didn't, you would let it go. You love the thrill of saying that you hate it. It gives you a thrill, and you call that life. Because you know the solution. The solution is do the prayer every morning, every night, and during the day, when you're caught up in thought, come back to your body. But you won't do it. And when you have done it, it worked. But then you don't do it because you really don't want to let go of the thrill of hell inside of you. You're pretending.
What if I can't because of the people around me, though?
The people have nothing to do with it. No one has nothing to do with it. This is your world. You're doing your world the way you want to do it. And no one is to blame. Not one.
Yeah, you're right. I understand.
I wish you well, man. Call me again.
Okay, thank you much, Jesse.
You are.
Appreciate you.
Okay. Amazing. People love their hell. And you just have to let them stay in their hell until they're ready to overcome their hell. And then they'll come out. Victoria, there's one line, 888-7753-773. Victoria out of Texas. Welcome to the show, Victoria.
Oh, hi, Jesse. It's been a long time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas, baby. You sure been good to me.
Aw.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you guys have enough money to buy your equipment, and I just hope that and pray that you just, get more and more and more, because you certainly deserve a lot.
Did you donate to it, toward it?
No, we have to wait till Friday on payday.
Thank you.
We've been spending a lot of money here at the ranch, and Dustin said Friday we're going to send Jesse some money, so we've already got that set aside.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Give back. So I wanted to answer the biblical question.
What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling?
Okay, so for me, keeping an eye on myself all the time, right? Because I am the only one responsible for me, not anyone else. And so if I don't fear as much as I used to. In fact, it doesn't really come up as much, but I notice that I do fear at times. And I see it, and I know who's behind it. And so I just, wherever I am, whatever's going on, you just go back to stay in the presence of God, be one with him. And he fights the battle. You don't have to do nothing. He already knows. And so for me, it's just staying in the present at all times, And if you do get caught up in thoughts and you do fear, that's the devil. It has nothing to do with you. If you allow the devil to create fear, then that's on you. You have to see it, go through it. You have to literally go through that born-again process, And
so, long story short, your response to the biblical question, what does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling, is what?
Is just being separated from him and not staying in his presence, because his kids don't have fear. And when you see it, you know that it's of Satan, and God will take that away from you. It's simple. It's not a difficult thing. You may be trembling and you may have fear, but you know that God's within you. You know that he will take care of it.
Amazing.
So you just relax in it, go through it, and then life is better.
I appreciate you, Richard. I want to add my little 2 cents in there, but I got to wait until Sunday. Yeah. But thank you for responding. I do appreciate it. Good to hear from you.
Oh, it's wonderful. We love you so much.
Thank you.
And
same here.
We watch you all the time. Take care, Jesse.
All right,
we love you. We love the whole team.
Right on. Thank you.
Take care, bro.
Bye now. I got to take a break. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. There's a line open. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. Freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
The rhino debate, another rhino debate is happening today. Rhinos on the border. The border's a mess. I'm going to talk about that on the Hake Report. We have Joel Friday TV coming live after Hake, and of course, American Anchor Baby after that. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Tuesday, Country and Western Tuesday, December 5th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 3. Last hour is coming right up. You can call in right now to get on hold. There is one line open. Get in, get in, get in. But first, Hake News on Fake News. Comment Nonsense Network CNN reports 4 Republicans will face off in the 4th GOP presidential primary debate Wednesday in Alabama. The participating candidates, that's today, right? Tonight, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, evil woman, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, the pro-Trump pick-me, and a former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, the fat rhino, who used to be cool, but he's a mess, all pumped up on his ego. It will be the smallest debate stage lineup so far this year and comes just 6 weeks before the Iowa caucuses open the 2024 GOP nomination calendar. Our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, the frontrunner in the Republican presidential primary race, skipping the debate, of course, as he did in the previous 3. Instead, will attend a fundraiser in California for a super PAC supporting his candidacy. Nice. Rhinos on the border. Republican senators warned Monday they're prepared to block a huge Ukraine-Israel aid package unless it includes major U.S. border policy changes. It remains to be seen what can be achieved before the Senate leaves for the holidays after border talks hit an impasse over the weekend. Time running short, one option would be Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of the Senate move to advance an aid package without border policy changes and dare Republicans to vote no on additional aid to Ukraine and Israel, which has been an important priority according to some Senate Republicans, rhinos. Chuck Schumer would need 9 Republicans to overcome a procedural hurdle. Many Republicans signaled Monday they wouldn't help Democrats do that. So-called domestic violence, there are 2 sides of the story. Who's in court? Jonathan Majors, according to the far-left female-run outlet The Skim. He's an actor. His criminal domestic violence trial got underway with opening arguments. Prosecutors accused the Creed Part 3 star of manipulating. I didn't know that was against the law. Threatening and assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, 2 Bs. The alleged assault took place earlier this year after Grace Jabari claims she said she saw a text from another woman on this Jonathan Majors' phone. So she's spying on him. A prosecutor said he showed no hesitation using physical force against Grace Jabari, leading to the fracture of her middle finger. Was she sticking it in his face? I wonder. Majors' lawyer painted a different picture, saying that this Grace Jabari woman was not so gracious or graceful. She slapped, clawed, and scratched Jonathan Majors, the actor. He pleaded not guilty and potentially faces up to a year in prison. Maybe they should throw her in jail with him. The trial is expected to last 2 weeks. Feds charging feds. The U.S. whack-a-mole. The far-left female-run outlet The Skim also reports yesterday the Injustice Department charged a former U.S. diplomat for working as a secret agent for Cuba. Court documents allege 73-year-old Manuel Rocha worked for the State Department for more than 2 decades, or worked for Cuba, including as an ambassador to Bolivia. More recently, he worked as an advisor 2006 to 2012 for military officials overseeing relations with Latin American countries. Turns out he was allegedly using those roles to funnel classified info to Cuba, though court documents don't say exactly what he spilled. Now, Rocha faces 3 charges: conspiring to act as a foreign government agent without notifying evil DOJ. Attorney General Merrick Garland, not a Christian, said one of the highest-reaching, longest-lasting infiltrations of the United States government by a foreign agent. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I gotta wait. We'll
What
talk
the-
about something behind the scene here. Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved. There's a line there at 888-77-53773, 888-77-JESSE. And you can, if you're busy and can't listen to the show, can't sit and watch it, you can still listen live by calling a listen line on TalkStream Live on your iPhone, iPad at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget, we have every way that you can watch and support the show. You can always podcast the shows too, but we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And follow us, ring the bell, hit the like button, subscribe. Y'all know how to do the social media stuff. We're on rumble.com. You got to know how to rumble. Rumble.com/JesseLeePeterson and cozy.tv/JLP. Talk. No, JLP. And then JLP Talk on X. All right? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk and or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right? It's Tuesday. It's the third hour of the show. And every Tuesday is country and what a mess. Speaking of dogs, there is a dog story that I want to get to. Hassan, let's go down to the dog story at clip 5-3B. The streets are a mess, and it's only getting worse. It is getting worse. They have made dogs so important that the dog now costs a whole bunch of money, and the criminals know it, and they're stealing the dogs.
What the?
Like, who let the dogs out, right? This is insane, folks. Oh, by the way, thank you. I got a support from the man who cried over his dog. His dog died. I got your donation. Thank you. Your support for the equipment. He said, I'm the guy that cried over his dog when the dog died. Remember he called in?
Yeah.
Who cried over a dog dying? Hassan, would you ever cry if your dog died?
First, I want to say I love that man, and I stand in solidarity with him.
What is this world coming to? So would you cry over a dead dog?
I don't want to live in the future. I don't want to see that day. I don't know what will happen.
Well, are you about to cry thinking about it?
Just the mere thought.
I don't want to be left alone. I've tried all my time, catching my breath. Watch this, folks. This is from the Daily Mail. 4 mass thieves ransacked a California pet store and tossed a dozen French bulldogs worth, get this, more than a house, at least a down payment on a house. These dogs were worth $100,000, and these people tossed them into their van. Watch this from KTLA.
Puppies barking, alarms blaring, and 4 burglars about to do a $100,000 dog heist. The thief.
Wow. $100,000 for a dog. What they do, make breakfast?
Exactly. Look,
They got to be making breakfast. Look at Sandy.
He's mortified by that video.
He's like, what the? Can you imagine that? $100,000 for a dog. And the dog don't cook. The dog don't clean. The dog don't wash dishes. The dog don't iron. The dog don't sew. The dog does nothing but mess up the house, if anything. And it's $100,000. That's mind-blowing. What is this over? How much? Well, maybe I shouldn't ask. Is Sandy a French bulldog?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, I better not ask the value.
Yeah, he was gifted to me, so.
But he is worth money right now?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Look
Why
at
don't you
that.
sell him and buy a car?
Look at that. That's a house right there.
Why don't you sell him and buy a house?
I don't know.
If he that much money, go get you $100,000, put that on a house.
I'd rather be homeless for Sandy.
What a mess. And you think that's bad out there on the streets. A woman, a female, was about to go, I guess, get a plane or travel somewhere, and the lady was robbed. CWB out of Chicago. It's 4:25 a.m. as a woman rolled her luggage through one of the busiest intersections in Chicago. Watch this, what happened from CWB out of Chicago. So she's doing the normal thing. She's traveling. She's walking across the road with her luggage on her way to the airport, wherever she's going, the bus stop or wherever, minding her business, minding her own business. Look at these guys pull up to her. Rob her. with one suitcase. And they black. Black excellent at work. This is black excellent. Wow. That's all it took. Where are the police? Where is the cop? They're nowhere around. They defunded the police. And this innocent person, all they're doing is, wherever they're coming from, they packed their bags that morning or that night. They got up the next morning, walking toward the bus or wherever they're going, and some black people robbed them for a few dollars. Just for a few bucks. That's black excellent at work. That is affirmative action. That is reparation. That is why the blacks, not all, but most are put here on earth to totally destroy. Remember that black guy lowered something over the military? The military weaker than ever. This young lady walking across the road, black people rob her. And then black people wonder why nobody want to be bothered with them. Everybody hate them. What a sad way to live. A person ain't safe in America no more. They stealing dogs. I can't believe a dog costs $100,000. Who would pay $100,000 for a dog? Something wrong with that person. And while all this is going on, the government is taking care of the most important issues. They are really helping. They are really solving the problem. AP is reporting. Okay, so you saw the robbery of the young lady crossing the road. You saw the robbery of dogs that is valued to be, according to the report, $100,000. You got to be out of your mind. But you saw a robbery, right? Guess what they're doing in Philadelphia to solve the problems? In Philly, where crime is through the roof. And guess how they're dealing with the issue? They're so busy. They're so smart in Philly. They're really making it better. AP has reported Philadelphia City Council passes legislation to ban ski masks in some public spaces. Watch this compilation.
A new law makes wearing a ski mask in parks, schools, and on public transit punishable by a $250 fine.
This 19-year-old says ski masks are worn in Philadelphia for style and warmth. He says he wears one and won't stop.
Just because somebody carried out an act in this particular item doesn't make the item bad. The person chose to do that.
City Council proposed banning them in certain public spaces. Thursday was the final vote. The bill's sponsor says most crimes in the city are committed by suspects wearing ski masks, while opponents argue the bill targets the young.
This proposal feels more like an attempt to further criminalize young people of color than it does to actually get at safety concerns.
You're criminalizing the blacks. So they'd rather ban ski masks rather than bring back cops and take away and make these people pay bail bonds. They feel so good. They banned the ski mask. Now, how are the blacks going to keep warm in Philly? And you know black people don't like cold weather. What a mess. That's what are dealing with now in my country. They don't bring back the cops. They don't bring back tough cops. They don't enforce the law. They create new law. Oh, you know what? The best way to solve the crimes in Philadelphia, let's ban the mask. Let's ban guns. Let's do everything but the right thing. That bring back cops. And you vote for these people. And they show you they can care less about you. And the blacks get up and say, you know what, now you're going to criminalize the blacks. According to CNN, it's going to criminalize. Civil rights advocates said it will criminalize people of color. You know why they're saying that? Because they know people of color are going to commit crime, meaning black people. And you think your country coming back? You think my country coming back? You got another thought coming. It ain't coming back. Fret not. I have some good news for you. You just heard all the bad news, right? Once in a while, we like to give you good news. And if this is true, it's definitely good news. Some of you have noticed that whenever white men stand up and speak up, the world go after them right away to punish them and shut them down. And especially if they're a Christian white man, the world try to shut them down just like that. But when you're committing crime, right on, here's a high five. Some of you might remember when your friend and my friend, Owen Shroyer, was arrested. He said, hey, don't worry. Don't worry. He said, Owen said this. I'm going to be a better man for this. This is injustice, I know it. But I'm going to be a better man for him coming out of this situation on top. I'm going to be a better man for it. And they arrested him, and they put him in one of those isolation cells, whatever you call those things, where you can't play with nobody. You by yourself for a while, solitary confinement, and then they put him out in the big crowd, and then they put him back, according to the report. Where there is a God. And according to the Citizen Free Press, and thank you all for wishing him well, by the way. A lot of you wish Owen well. You prayed for him. Your prayer was, God's will be done. Well, your prayers have been answered. According to this report, Citizen Free Press is reporting that Owen Shroyer to be released from jail 2 weeks early on this Friday. He'll be out on Friday, according to this report. You cannot keep a good man down. Congratulations to Owen. I can't wait to hear how he was affected by it, how he came out on top of it. They got mad at him because he was tweeting from prison. And so congratulations to Owen. Really, man. I'm glad you're getting out. I can't wait to hear how you dealt with it, which would inspire everybody and their mama. This man, he loved America. He loved what's right. He worked hard. And this is what they try to do to him because he's white. He's a white male. That's why they did it to him. They don't lock up the blacks when they be stealing $100,000 dogs. Or some innocent lady walking across the road, they drive up and just rob her and walk away. Oh, no problem. We're going to ban ski masks. But a man like Owen stand up for the country. This is what they do to him. And so this song, well, not this song, this poem is, and then I'll take your calls at 888-7753-773. This poem is for Owen Shroyer, our friend, your friend, America's friend, a son of God. Watch this.
If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but are none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Amazing. Congratulations, Owen. Welcome home. It's amazing. That if poem is the new commandments, the New Testament of the Bible. It's so deep, I can't even find words to express how deep it is. It's the New Testament. And when you start working on you and pay attention to what's happening inside of you, then those things will happen for you. You become an if person. What do you think Donald Trump is all about? What do you think men like Owen is about? You have no other choice. How long can you be weak when the devil is busy? And it's these type of men that made America great in the beginning, and we got to bring that back. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go to, is it on 3? Bram, our first time call out of Washington State. Bram, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Thanks for everything you do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So my sister's husband recently transitioned and is now pretending to be a female. And I was wondering if it's wrong for me to avoid bringing my children to holidays where they will be.
It's neither wrong nor right, but you are supposed to protect your children from evil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But everybody in my family's always trying to make me feel bad about not being around anymore.
Give them the finger.
Yeah. Cool.
You are the father, and you have the responsibility given unto you by God to protect your children. And protect your wife, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Okay, cool. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Thanks, Jesse.
Right on. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to a first-time call out of California. Greg. Greg, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you so much, my man Jesse. Good morning and Merry Christmas to you and your crew. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Hey, first of all, Hassan can turn around and sell that dog for about $2,000. There's no such thing as a $100,000 bulldog unless it maybe won the dog show.
Oh, but we played that news item where they reported that those dogs was worth $100,000 from our Daily Mail.
Yeah, I doubt it. Exaggeration.
Really?
I used to live with some guys maybe 15 years ago, and we had a bunch of French bulldogs, and we bred them and sold them. Yeah, we got about $2,000 for a dog.
Oh, so maybe what it was when for the amount of dogs they stole, it added up to $100,000. Maybe they didn't mean each individual dog was worth $100,000.
That's crazy.
I can't imagine that, man.
So I've been listening to you for a couple of years. I love your show. You guys had me cracking up earlier talking about the moon landing. I wanted to prove to you that it didn't happen.
It did not?
Did not.
So you don't believe that America landed on the moon either?
Absolutely not.
And what's your proof?
So that rocket took off on July 16th, 1969, right?
Right.
And a rocket goes about 17,000 miles an hour, and the moon is 240,000 miles away. So that rocket got there that day, and this is 1969, so we don't have internet or live streaming. So that rocket got there. There was a camera already there, or maybe not, and we instantly live streamed that into everybody's house that same day. And everyone was watching it. I don't think that could happen. It just, there's no way. We couldn't even do that today.
Are you saying that the rocket landed on the moon on the same day that it took off from the Earth?
The rocket landed on the moon the same day, and it was live streamed into our house that night at 10:30 p.m. There's no way they could have done it.
But how do you know it landed the same day?
Huh?
How do you know it landed the same day that it took off?
Well, it took off on the 16th in that morning, and then by 10 o'clock that night, the whole world was watching it on TV.
How old are you?
The internet. What's that?
How old are you?
46.
46?
Yeah, I'm old.
You sound so much younger.
Oh, thank you. Everyone tells me I look younger too. I look just like Macaulay Culkin. I swear we were twins.
Hold on, buddy. Let me take a quick break. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. And I'll be back in a moment. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay, folks, welcome back. 888-7753-773. I'm going to get to all of your calls and your super chats. Super chats. First announcement in the Hake report. Hake, H-A-K-E report, coming up at the top of this hour from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. The guy with the good hair, he's not afraid. He has no fear. Amazing. And at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays, Joel Friday TV, he black, better known as Arkansas. In Swevenport, rather than Sweetport. Swevenport. Joel Friday TV, every Tuesday at 11 a.m., right after the HakeReport.com. And then after that, swimming all the way and flying high on natural energy, not fentanyl, the American anchor baby. Flying on natural energy on loan from God, the American anchor baby, at 12 noon today. And then Thursday night, this Thursday is the first Thursday of the month, but the last Thursday of the year. Well, the last first Thursday of the year. The men's forum this Thursday. Get ready. I've heard from a lot of guys they're going to come. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be fun. And ladies, the third Thursday of the month for ladies only. Amazing. And for shout-outs, and I do them for you, shout-outs. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, birthdays, congratulations, encouragement, funeral, wedding, breakups, get back together, whatever it might be. I do them for you. Go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peters. This is the season to be joyful. Lift up all your voices, all ye people. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go back to Greg, a first-time call out of California. And Greg, you were not born when they landed on the moon, right?
Not yet.
And why do you say that they landed on the moon on the same day they took off from Earth?
Well, the rocket took off that day, and then that evening it was all over the television. Everybody was watching it.
But it didn't land. Why do you say it landed on the moon the same day?
Well, I don't believe it ever did. I think it was all staged. I think, forgive me, I could be way off base. I am white and slow. But I think Stanley Kubrick actually spoke about filming it to some people. So I think that's what happened, bottom line.
But you're not saying it landed the same day it took off, right? Wherever it went, it didn't land on the same day it took off, right?
No. I think if a rocket really took off that day and they showed that on TV, it must have just flew around the space and then came back.
Are you like 100% convinced, or
99.
is something that you would like to believe?
Well, I don't think it's possible because we didn't have any live stream abilities back then to do anything like that. And we streamed that thing from 240,000 miles away live into people's TVs that night in 1969. It's just not possible.
According to Wikipedia, Wikipedia says Apollo 11 was an 8-day mission. 8 days mission. They took off the 16th and landed on the moon on the 20th. Allegedly, per user, we have all the receipts on Cozy.
Huh. Well, like I said, I'm white and slow.
I rest my case.
Rest your case.
Thank you, a good try, Greg.
Thanks for taking my call.
All right, buddy. Amazing.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Ronnie from Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the show and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Jesse. How's it going?
All is well.
Yes, sir. Earlier at the top of this hour, you played a video of a woman being robbed in Chicago, and
yes.
then shortly after that, you said that that's why black people were put here, was to totally destroy. Were you just playing? Did you mean that?
Black people originally were put here just as all other people, right, to overcome the fallen state. But now their purpose on earth is to destroy and not to build, but to destroy. And they're doing it all over the world, not just in America. It happened in Mommy Africa. It's happening in England. It's happening wherever they dwell. They are very destructive.
So you think black people were put here to totally destroy?
I don't think that was the original plan, but that's what they have turned out to do, to be or become. And they call it black excellence.
So you told us not to identify with anything.
Right.
You told us that everybody is the same, and then you say that black people were put here to totally destroy.
That's why I said it wasn't the original plan. It has turned out to become that way, but that wasn't the original plan. Because prior to the civil rights movement, black people, for the most part, was amazing. They worked hard. They were independent. They had their own families. They bought land. They owned businesses. They got along with everybody, those that wanted to get along. They were not begging for affirmative action or reparations. They were not blaming the white man. They knew not to let their children play with other bad black children. They were on the ball, but it changed during the civil rights movement. They gave up.
And it's been like that for the past 60 or 70 years, is what you're saying?
Yes.
And you truly, truly believe that?
Without a doubt. Now,
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Why?
I think you got a terrible, bad, very skewed outlook on life, and then black people in particular.
No, but there are blacks who are starting to wake up when they hear that they need to forgive their mothers and return to the Father, and that they need to take back control of their own life. There are black men and women who are truly waking up. But where am I wrong about what they're doing?
Well, I think what you stated was an opinion, so opinions can be right, they can be wrong, and I think your opinion of the state of black people over the last 70 years is kind of skewed.
And what part of it is skewed? Which part?
You said that black people were put here to destroy, that part.
Well, I said that originally...
And then you said totally destroy, too. That's the other part.
Aren't they destroying? They're leading the way in destruction?
Are black people leading the way in destruction?
Yeah.
Let's see. Congress is mostly not black. The Supreme Court is mostly not black. The White House is mostly not black. The population of the United States is mostly not black. So it's hard for me to And that's a question that nobody's ever really asked, so I have to think about it. Are black people leading the way in destruction?
Yes.
It's hard to say that if they don't lead the way in Congress, they don't lead the White House, they don't lead any of the three branches of government, or on any of the three levels of government. It would be a very small sample size. I guess if we wanted to let three people represent the millions and millions of black people that are in the world, in the country, maybe.
Are they leading the way in destruction, the blacks?
So if I ask most people today who is leading the destruction of America, they would say Joe Biden. I don't think he's black.
Are the blacks
people
leading
on the other side of the go ahead.
No, finish your point.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's a question that nobody's asked me, so I can't give you a definitive answer if I've only had 2 seconds to think about it.
In America, which race above all the races that is leading the way into violent crime and destruction, robbing and stealing and killing and all that?
I don't know. My uncle just told me 2 days ago that we're all the same.
60% of the violent crime are done by the blacks.
Based on who's measuring that?
The people who keep up with the crime statistic. So, Ronnie, you really don't see that the blacks are leading the way in crime?
Leading the way in crime?
Yeah.
I don't see that. You would have to show me.
So you might not. I can't, because I know other black people don't. Maybe they watching CNN or some of the liberal media that's not.
Where do you get your news from?
But we have shown
your news from.
We have shown so much of black violent crime and robbing and stealing and break-ins and things like that on this show alone that would cause people to pause for a moment and think, what the, you know what I mean? Haven't you seen that a lot here?
I say it all the time. On your show, I have absolutely seen my fair share, probably more, of quote-unquote destructive videos done by black people or done by women or done by Democrats. And that's why I asked where you get your news from.
Are we making that up, you think?
Are you making what up?
All the crime that the blacks are committing that we have shown here.
So even specifically today, and that was why I called you, because of what you said when you played that video of the 4 guys. They look black. We can assume that they're black. Those 4 guys that robbed that lady that had her luggage, I don't think those 4 black people represent the entirety of black people across the United States or the world. So to look at a video of 4 violent kids who probably weren't raised by their fathers or were definitely raised incorrectly. Maybe their fathers moved to California or something instead of raising them. Those 4 black people don't represent the majority. The overwhelming majority of black people don't commit crimes. Like 98% of black people in America don't commit crimes.
So are you saying that all the...
So to say that... Go ahead.
Are you saying that all the crime that we've shown you just here, you think that's made up?
I don't think it's made up, no. I think those are real videos.
Right. And so what do you say about all that?
I say that your selection of videos that you show is kind of weird and is skewed, because if you wanted to find and share videos of non-black people committing those same crimes here in America and around the world, you could. I don't think it necessarily suits the messages you try to send out, which, again, is confusing because you said we're all the same, but then you say black people are here to destroy. When 95% of the videos you show are
what I want you
black
to
people
do,
or women doing bad, it doesn't seem like you're being fair.
I want you to send my producer the crime that you're seeing that others are committing to show me that that is not true, that most blacks are carrying out this crime. Will you send that when you watch that?
Me, if I had the media outlet you have and the platform, I would probably put out a lot more positive videos about positive stories than negative videos about groups of people that I don't like.
Do you
So
understand?
I really don't have the interest in doing that. I see what you're saying.
Do you understand?
But I don't
the
think you see what I'm saying.
Do you understand the difference between the physical and the spiritual?
1,000%.
Oh, okay. Right. I got to run because of time. Thanks for your call, man.
Absolutely. Huh? Have a good week.
All right, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
You too. 888-7753-773. Is it Dimitri? Dimitri out of Estonia. Wherever that is. Where is Estonia?
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, where is Estonia?
It's next to Russia, Baltic states, one of the Baltic states.
Wow, tell Putin I said hello.
I will.
Amazing.
Amazing. Jesse, I would like, but I am thanking you for opening my eyes for life, because since I started watching you, I got rid of all my Satan from my life. My woman stopped controlling me. It is very amazing, and my woman started watching you also. We both working on ourselves. She still works on her attachment towards me. We got engaged, and we do no sex, but it is very hard, and we decided to separate. She will live in a separate apartment. I will live in a separate apartment for 6 months somewhere. And I would love to ask you, is it actually necessary to separate? Because it is actually hard to resist this all. It's like when a woman goes crazy, it's like, I take it. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. It's best to separate and stay away from the sex, but still date and really work on yourself, and she work on herself. And that way you get to really know each other, And if it's meant for you all to get married, it will happen naturally, and you will have a marriage that will last until death do you part. But if you involve the sex in it, it's just going to create a false love, which is just emotion and hell. And that's all you're going to catch once you get married is hell.
Yes, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to do it because, we already agreed upon. She already got an apartment.
Right on.
And we're going to do it. But her question was also, she asked me, and I didn't know how to ask. I was like, I'm going to ask you. She asked about women, why all women are evil. But I said to her, like, it is not all, but most. The ones who find the Father are not evil.
Right. Once they return to the Father, they are not evil. But the reason that all women are evil, because Satan is the god of the woman, because of what Eve did. When Eve listened to the serpent, the serpent became the woman's god. And that's being passed down to women generation after generation. But once they see it and they go and forgive their mothers and fathers, they return to God. Then God become their God.
Yeah. It makes all logical sense to me, but at the moment, she's not seeing it right now. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Like at a certain moment, she will see it.
Yeah.
If not, then not.
That's right. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Every day, man. It saved my life. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like, I want to tell everyone who's watching your show, just do it.
Yeah.
Have no thought, just do it. And it's going to be amazing. Even if you feel lazy, just do it. It's going to be good. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, stay with it. I don't care what happened, who turned against you, the whole world turned against you. You stay with the prayer, you stay present, and you haven't seen anything. It gets better and clearer, and you will have perfect peace in your life. It's going to be amazing.
Amen.
Well,
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. I wish you and your girlfriend well, and call me again, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, we will. I probably we will both call you, and
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Stay blessed and be blessed, and wish you all well also.
Wish you well. Thank you, buddy. Amazing.
Amazing.
Take care. Super chat. Super.
Super chats.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Scrappy Creek bought 10 coffees. These are
Nice.
super chats, guys.
Thank you.
Changed my life. Wife hates it. LOL.
And she hates it because she's lost and she's losing control over you. And she's like, I hate it. You don't love me. You don't cater to my emotions. You don't listen to me. And what she's really saying is, you're not letting me control you anymore. I used to control you. My ego needs to control you. And she's having a hissy fit. And it's not her, but it's the spirit of evil that made a home in her. Amazing.
Over on D Live, Dijon Pa bought a diamond. I'd cry like a little B word over a dead dog.
They cried like a what?
Little B-I.
Oh, over a dead dog?
Uh-huh.
Amazing. Babe.
Henry Ford Lives bought a Ninjagini.
Thank you.
22 American soldiers continue to commit suicide every day for having been sent to fight wars for Israel, he says.
War is hell. And if people didn't have hatred in their hearts, if they didn't have anger in their hearts, the war would be over. There would be no wars. And it's just unfortunate that they draw innocent people into their war. And it's all about their egos. But that's what's happening in the world. Amazing. Thank you.
On Buy Me a Coffee, Adam says, hey, random thought, but you guys ever wonder why do men kneel down to a woman to marry her? I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and seen it, and it just did something to my spirit. All I can think about is the man kneeling to their god, woman. Why can't a man just say, hey, let's get married? No kneeling, no nothing.
We talked about that before on this show. Any man that kneels down to ask some woman to marry him, to bring her into his world, is a beta male. She's going to keep him on his knees for the rest of his life, begging and pleading. Baby, please, baby, please, baby, please. A man should not be bowing down to anyone. That's for sure. Only to God. And even that should be done in the right way. Amazing. Thank you.
Carrie bought 3 coffees. Jesse, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings? It is a great example of the wicked in men's hearts and how Satan plays with their minds. Highly recommend. Thank you for all you do every day. Thumbs up emoji.
Thank you. I think I don't know if I've ever seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if I ever watched the whole movie. I may have. It seems like I might have a long time ago, but I have to check it out now that you mention it.
They also came out with a book about it some years back.
To you. Thank you.
It was originally
John
a
said,
book.
The Lord of the Rings is so good.
Shout out to the top contributors on D Live: Stan 69, Henry Ford Lives, Cactus Eater Bear, N Strand, Dijon Paw, WD41, 555555565, Games for Rec, Kid Combo 1.0, and Rain Pipe. Appreciate you guys for the support. The Lemons, Ice Cream, Diamonds, and Ninjaginis.
Amazing. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I got to go and take record some brand new episodes of The Father State now. The Hake Report is coming up. The Hake Report right now from 9 to 11. They enjoy Friday TV at 11 a.m. and at 12 today p.m. Pacific time. The American Anchor Baby. Thank you for the super chats and your support and all that. Get on that straight and narrow path and stay there. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. Stay present. God is in the present. Thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. Tomorrow, Manhood Hour. I'll be back if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. The Hake Report is coming up now. Take care.
While we stand up and get back to the way we were designed to be.
You must know that's so you get something went wrong, but
on track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up, we got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
That's so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know that's so you get something went wrong, but yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.